Hey everybody, Anthony here, and today I want to talk about Mission San Francisco de la Espada, or more commonly known as Mission Espada in San Antonio, Texas. Mission Espada is just one of several important landmarks in San Antonio known as the Missions, the most popular one by far, of course, being the Alamo. But today I want to talk about Espada not just because of its importance as a sacred place, but because of its importance to both my wife and I on a personal level. Being from the south side of San Antonio, the missions have always been a part of our daily lives. They're in our backyard, but Espada in particular has always been so close to home. My wife's grandfather grew up in a very small house just outside of the mission grounds, and in fact, our oldest son attended the preschool on the mission grounds themselves when he was very young, obviously. So it's important to note that the missions are not just a place for tourists to visit, but they are part of a community where people still work, worship, and raise their children. For this project, I would like to examine Mission Espada as a sacred place and focus on how the church grounds themselves, the waterway, the water system, how everything connected Catholic belief to the people who lived there. Mission Espada was more than just a church building. It was a full mission community where indigenous people lived, worked, farmed, and participated in Catholic religious life. The church, of course, was the spiritual center, but the rest of the mission shows how closely religion was tied to everyday life. People didn't just come here for services. This is also where they lived, worked, and organized their community. This is where I see the connection to global mythology. Sacred stories are not only passed down through books or spoken traditions, but they can also be expressed through places, symbols, and architecture. At Mission Espada, the church design and religious imagery made Catholic beliefs visible. The space connected people to ideas about worship, sacrifice, and devotion. Being here makes it easier to see how the mission itself could reinforce those beliefs. One part of Mission Espada that really stands out is the acequia system. It brought water to the farmland and helped support the community. That matters because it shows that the mission was not only about worship, but it was also about the practical needs of everyday life. And honestly, it was incredibly hot when we were filming out there, so seeing the water system in person made that point stand out even more. Water was not just a part of the landscape, it was necessary for the community to function. I also want to recognize that the mission system has a more complicated history. Spanish missions brought Catholic beliefs and new ways of organizing community life, but they also pressured indigenous people to change their cultures and religious practices. Overall, I chose Mission Espada because it brings together sacred space, history, and community memory. It is a place where the past is still connected to the people and the families who live around it today. Thank you all for watching. See y'all later.